I've been a Whoop person twice, and it was just too much. This has completely changed things. So I've had the Whoop membership and the Whoop band twice, and both times I forgot to cancel it. I think I've cancelled it. I better go and check that. But regardless, it just didn't work for me. It was too overwhelming, too much data, and it really irritated my wrist. After about 2 or 3 months of wearing the Whoop, it was just too much. This is the Google Fitbit Air, and it has completely changed my mind about the whole non-screen wrist wearable. What are they? They're wristbands, aren't they, basically? But it's completely changed my opinion of them for the better. There's quite a big narrative out there about it being a Whoop killer, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's something much simpler than that. And I think the decision as to whether you go for Whoop or the Fitbit Air comes down to you. And I think I can help you make that decision. I've been wearing mine for about a month now, so this is my month later review. If we just take it off, the first thing, it's ridiculously thin and light. It's 12 grams. There's no screen. There's no GPS. It basically has sensors. So it has an optical heart rate sensor, which does SpO2, your HRV, and it checks for signs of AFib. It's got a skin temperature sensor and a 3-axis accelerometer for motion. It's got 7 days of battery life, which in my testing is about right, I think. And a 5-minute charge gives you about 1 day of use, and it does 0 to 100% in 90 minutes. So it charges pretty quickly. In fact, 90 minutes feels a bit long. I think about an hour you need with this on the charger, and it's pretty much ready to go for the rest of the week. And it does flash. It's got a little LED on there which lights up and it buzzes. It kind of vibrates on your wrist when you need to charge it. It's very, very convenient. And what I love about it compared to Whoop is always a funny word to say. Compared to Whoop, it's just tiny on your wrist. And for me, that works. It works much better. And the lightness, it's hard to get this across on camera, obviously, but you barely know it's there. It's also water resistant up to 50 meters, so you can get it wet. I've been wearing mine in the shower, which I never know if you're supposed to wear things in the wearables in the shower because of the whole, getting shower gel in it and all that sort of stuff. But touch wood, 4 or 5 weeks on, it's been absolutely fine. If you're wondering about the band, it's a textile woven loop with a lovely metal stainless steel buckle. There's a few other colours that Google does. This is the kind of light blue version, but they do a few others, black, red, I think. However, there are some aftermarket versions out there on Amazon, which look quite interesting, but it's just very comfortable. And okay, I'm only a month in, maybe about 5 weeks, but I haven't had the same skin irritation that I've had with the Whoop, which is good news. Okay, pricing. I do need to refer to my laptop for this because I want to get it right. So in the UK, the Fitbit Air, the band, is $84.99. In the US, it's just under $100. You can just use the band on its own. It does come with 3 months of the premium features, which I'll come on to in a second, but it does effectively just work as a normal tracking device without any kind of subscription, which is different to Whoop. That said, if you want to continue that, in the UK, it's $7.99 a month or 80-90 quid a year or something. But in the US, it's either $9.99 a month or $100 per year. So it's relatively inexpensive. And also, if you subscribe to Gemini, I always get this wrong, it's not Gemini, it's Google AI Pro or Ultra, you get the Google Health Premium service free, which is nice. So the question becomes, do you just get the band and just have 3 months of the premium thing and then just let that go? Or do you carry on paying? And I think you should. Okay, so when you buy the Fitbit Air, you get the band, and you get this 3 months subscription to the premium service. What that relates to is Google Health, which looks a bit like this. That's my Google Health, and as you can see, it runs on an iPhone, obviously runs on Android as well. But that is the meat of it, really. The band is just doing the tracking. It's tracking your movements, it's tracking your skin temperature, your heart rate, and all that sort of stuff. Everything else happens inside Google Health, and Google Health is a redesign of the Fitbit app that came before it. I know there's some consternation out there from Fitbit aficionados about this change of the app. I don't know any of that because I've not been in the Fitbit camp ever, really. So cutting to the chase, it's the best health experience in terms of an app that I've ever come across. It's just utterly fantastic. And also, this has come across, it's come to me at a very opportune time. I don't know how much I want to go into all the details here, but basically I started using this a month ago. And within that month, something has happened to my health. I'm okay. I'm not going to disappear. I was in hospital for a while, and the good news is that the issue that was found is completely manageable, and I can get back to full fitness. Not immediately, I'm kind of working my way into it, but I can get back to where I was. But it's been a bit of a life-changing thing, to be honest. I'll be completely honest with you. And if you've gone through similar health things yourself, you'll know how you feel. So I've got this love-hate relationship with AI. This is going somewhere, I promise. In that, I think consumer-facing AI can be one of two things. One of them is it can just be very, very show-offy. It's often brands kind of doing their best to outdo each other, basically, with these features that most people won't use in real life. So you have that example of AI. Consumer-facing AI, and then you have the really good version of it, the positive version of it, which comes at you completely unawares. You find it one day, this feature, this tool, whatever it might be, and it just makes sense for you at that point of your life. And that's what happened with the health coach in the Google Health app. And this is the bit that you pay extra for. Without the premium subscription, you get basically the movement tracking, heart rate, all that stuff, but you don't get access to the Gemini-powered AI coach. And it appears basically as a chatbot. You can see it there. It says, good afternoon, Mark. How can I help you? And you can chat to it. You can ask it for tips on what workouts to do, and give it your goals. And you can just talk to it as though it was a very knowledgeable and human person in front of you who's is your health coach. And I ended up in hospital, and because of that and because of what happened, I discovered very quickly that I was going to have to recover, and I was going to have to wipe the slate clean, basically, and not start from the ground up, but certainly relearn how to get fit again. And I told Google Health this, and immediately it said, don't worry about it. I didn't give it any other cues apart from what had happened and what I'd been told by the doctors. But straight away it said, look, we've got this. First thing, I will not get involved in anything medical. It's the medical team that you have to listen to for that. That isn't for me to get involved in. I'm just here for when you're ready to start working into things and start trying stuff out again and building your confidence about getting back up into being fit. And immediately that just gave me so much reassurance. I think it was a lovely thing to read during a pretty tricky time. And since then, because it's AI, it remembers that, and every day when I wake up, it gives me a kind of rundown of how my sleep was, how my heart rate variability was, and how I'm doing in terms of the recovery. And it keeps referring back to what has happened and the fact that I do need to rest and listen to what the doctors say and all that sort of stuff. I do appreciate I'm being quite, I'm not giving you the full picture here, but I'm sure you respect my privacy there, guys. But I think you know what I mean. When something happens that you've got to get back in, it takes you out of your normal life and you then have to get back into it. It's something like Google Health in this form with this AI coach that is making a big difference to the way that I feel. And I know that over the next few weeks, the next few months, it's going to play a critical role in helping me get back to full fitness. And yeah, the app has everything you'd expect. So we have, aside from the AI side of things, you have a fitness tab, which has a whole bunch of workouts. And also it will recommend these based on, what it knows about you, what it knows about your health, your fitness, and the stuff that you've told it previously. Sleep, which as I've got older, health aside, it's just something that when you get into your 40s, you realize that you've got to spend more time doing. So my sleep is in here. It's got all of the really detailed stuff, the REM, the deep sleep, the sleep efficiency, and then health, which gives you really detailed stuff. So it gives you your resting heart rate, your blood oxygen, your SpO2, breathing rate, HRV, all these things which you may not want to keep track of constantly, but you do want to be aware of. That's all in there. And it's just so approachable. It's so approachable. And this brings me on to the comparison between the Fitbit Air and Whoop. I think this is really simple. I don't think the Google Fitbit Air and Google Health are Whoop killers. I genuinely don't. I think there's a place for both of these products in the industry. Whoop just gives you a lot of data. an overwhelming number of numbers and bar graphs and stuff. And for someone like me, I consider myself fit, but very normal fit, it's just too much. Whereas Google Health, and obviously we're talking about Google Health here. It's worth bearing in mind that you can use Google Health with other Google wearables. So you can use it with the watches, the Pixel watches. But we are talking about Google Health as the engine here, really. It's just so much more approachable. I can look at it and I can know exactly what's going on, and the way it's designed just makes me want to dive into it if I need to. Whoop is just, it feels like an F1 car, which is a good analogy actually, because it's worn a lot by F1 drivers. You may have noticed F1 drivers, F1 team principals, football managers, a lot of footballers when they're off the pitch, a lot of athletes, and let's not beat around the bush, Whoop investors and obviously influencers who are tied to the brand and affiliated with the brand. Those are the people that wear Whoop bands and either benefit from, well, they all benefit from it one way or another, don't they? But they're wearing it for a very specific reason. And I just think that market is smaller than the market for Google Health and something like the Fitbit Air. And then we have the pricing. So again, I've given you the pricing for this already. It's basically, if you go with the premium subscription, your first year, including the cost of the Fitbit Air band itself, is going to be less than $200, less than £200. For years after that, because you've got the band, you own it, it's less than £100, less than $100. Whereas Whoop is either, well, it's confusing. They've got three options now, three membership options, which range from £169 to £349 in the UK, or $199 to $359 in the US. Those are annual fees, but you have to pay for them. So you don't have to pay for the band. You get the Whoop band completely free of charge, but you are locked into that subscription. And if you don't pay that subscription, basically your Whoop band stops working. So you're tied into it for a long time. And it is a bit sneaky being annual pricing because it's easy to forget. I forgot twice to cancel my Whoop membership, and that bothers me. But it's not cheap, and it's a lot more expensive than this and Google Health with the premium subscription. So this is a lot cheaper. It has a lot less data going on. It's a lot less confusing and overwhelming. It's much more approachable. I think, I do have a conclusion here in front of me, which I wrote down, but I don't even need to look at it. I won't bother. This is all about you. It's where you are in your life at the moment. It's what's happened to you. It's what you want from your health, your fitness, and how much you want to micromanage it versus just have a nice overview. But more importantly, it's who you are. If you're an F1 driver, firstly, thank you for watching this channel. Then Whoop is for you. But if you are a normal person like me, it's just brilliant. I've been so pleased with this. And yes, I'm just a month in, but I'm pretty sure this is going to stay on my wrist for quite a long time. The last couple of weeks have been tough, I won't lie, guys, but I'm here, I'm back. I know it barely looks like I wasn't here, but I wasn't here for a time. And I am back now. I'm on the road to recovery and everything is going to be absolutely fine. So thanks for watching, guys. And I do love these sort of reviews where they feel very personal and it's tech which has had an impact on me. It really has. Right, I need to go and rest now, but please get involved in the comments. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, you know what to do.